Hi guys, John and Plant here to tell you about something very special coming up in the coming months.
That's right. In October 2024, we were saddened to hear that regular listener and friend of the podcast, James Allen, had passed away at the age of 37 after a brave battle with bowel cancer. So, we're raising money for Teesside Hospice. Teesside Hospice provided James and his family with excellent palliative care. We wanted to support Teesside Hospice by raising some much-needed funds to continue helping enrich the lives of those with cancer in Teesside. So to raise as much money as we can, we're going out of our comfort zone and we're going on a walk.
To Mordor, up Mount Doom.
No, John, that's the Lord of the Rings.
Oh. We're teaming up with James's sister Jen to do a 25-mile walk around Ullswater Way at the Dulmain Loop on Saturday, the May the 3rd.
John, I've not been raising money for charity as long as you have, but I'm going to give Teesside Hospice what I think they want to see.
No, Plenty, I've told you, that's a running man.
Gah!
Guys, if you want to support us, just go to justgiving.com/page/100thingpod or get ourselves at 100thingswelearntfromfilm.co.uk.
I hope we end up better off than that lad from Into the Wild.
Hi guys, on this show we're looking at Wing Davey, Tibbs, Wignett, Daly, Pryce, Finch, O'Connor and Daniels. We're looking at 1980s Breaking Glass.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of It's 100 Things Learned from Film. It's your film podcast that you love to learn with and love to laugh with. Live, laugh, learn, love. I don't fucking know. I haven't really thought any of this through. I just like to do it off the spur of the moment. I'm one of your hosts. My name's Planty and I am a black man and you are a white.
And I'm the other guy, and I'm one of the machines that you upset.
Oh, you're a program.
I'm a program.
You are a program. All right, you program. How you doing?
I'm all right. What have I ever seen you program?
Mate, this is the programme where we try and learn 100 things from every film that we talk about. This week, John, you've picked something I'd never seen, and fuck me, I'm glad you did.
Yeah. So I've been harping on for the last, I'd say 2 years, right, with safety, but it's been 2 years.
I don't think it's been quite as long as that, but okay. I'm not saying that I don't listen to a fucking word you say, but I'm saying it's probably been about a month and a half.
Oh no, it's no. So 1980s Breaking Glass was, I'll be honest with you, it was a CD my mate had in Moss Park in Glasgow, and I just thought it was a singer. Turns out it's from a documentary-esque type film called Breaking Glass, which I watched and I thoroughly adored. So I made you watch it.
As well you should. And I've got to be honest, listeners, it's bloody brilliant. It's really good. We're coming to you this next 2 weeks with films that are fully available for free on the YouTubes if you want to watch them. This is one, and enjoy watching it in, I don't know, 1316p or whatever it is, because it's fucking really atrocious. It looks like it's been filmed through some Vaseline off of the telly.
I don't think it's been remastered or nothing. I need to look.
It should be. Who owns the rights to this? Maybe, just maybe, with the patron money, we could buy the rights to this movie.
Well, I think we'd need to approach one of the producers here, so
more on that in a minute. If you like what we do, give us a quid at patreon.com/100thingsfilm. And we will shout you out every episode. We will also give you the opportunity to be spun on the wheel. Not literally, that would be horrific. And we will pick your name off of the wheel at some point, and you will get to pick an episode for us. One of those coming a few weeks from now. 2 or 3 weeks from now.
Yep.
Or you can follow us on all our socials at 100thingswelearntfromfilm.co.uk, and probably even give us some money for the charity walk that we are doing that you have already heard about at the start of the programme.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Right, okay. John, 1980. 1980. It was a year.
It was a year.
The film is the same age as me, John. Same age as me.
Seriously?
Yeah, it looks fucking much better than I do.
I was going to say it's... Well, we've already done the 80s, so there's a lot of things we're going to watch. So, Cannibal Holocaust, which we don't want to go through again. Aeroplane, which we've done.
Yeah.
Star Crazy, which I love.
Yeah, which we should do. We should really do.
We should do it. The Fog, the original Fog, which I love again. Used Cars.
Yes.
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell, yeah.
Yeah, loved it. The Blues Brothers, which we've done as well.
Caddyshack,
and
a few weeks ago.
Caddyshack, seems like old times again. Well, it's Goldie Hawn and Chevy Chase, and last but not least, Private Benjamin.
Oh, Private Benjamin, yeah. The sexiest start to a film, and then a not particularly sexy rest of the film.
It really starts off like, oh,
doesn't it? Yeah. Have you ever had anybody die during sex with you, John?
No, not recently, no.
Oh, they all just wish that they could die while they're having sex with me.
Wish for death, Death is coming.
Yeah. Anyway, right. So we're going to go through the film. Spoilers for a 45-year-old movie, sure. No one's going to watch. Stig might watch it. Go away and watch it. Stig's free. So go away and watch it. Just search Breaking Glass Hazel O'Connor on the YouTubes, and it'll come on, and you'll get like the odd advert, but. Yeah, whoever's doing this is not monetising this, for fuck's sake.
They know nobody's going to watch it, but it's literally a treasure.
It's a proper hidden gem. It really is. Yeah. Right, okay, so it opens up. We learn that it's an Allied Stars movie, John. Do we want to?
Do you right? Yeah,
we're going to get some facts.
I'll let you go.
Fine. Allied Stars, started by Egyptian businessman and massive fucking wanker Mohammed Al Fayed in 1979.
Yeah.
Not nice at all. The firm was dissolved on March the 3rd, 2020. There you go.
Yeah.
So still kept it around all the while he was alive.
Yeah. And they also produced Chariots of Fire.
They did. This was the first one that they produced. Chariots of Fire. He invested £3 million and purchased a 25% stake in the film. And before the completion of Chariots of Fire, he sold his stake for a share of the profits. And when the film succeeded, it made him $6 million.
Oh, Jesus.
So basically,
money,
yeah, exactly. Like £2 million more. It's fucking sickening, isn't it? I mean, that's really not the most sickening thing, of course, about Mohammed Al Fayed. If you really must go away and look at that, I don't recommend it.
Yeah. One of the producers was his son, Dodi.
Oh, Dodi. Yeah, Dodi. 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 I ain't got no time for the monkey business. Brian Gibson's the director, John. It was his first feature, but he won a SAFTA for the Joey Deacon documentary, 1974.
Oh, yeah. Good on him, man.
I am not making a joke about a brain damaged man on this podcast.
Yeah, no, don't go there.
Not until we talk about Donald Trump next, of course.
It's too soon. He also did Still Crazy, which I really love.
I've never seen it. Is it good?
Oh, you know, is Jimmy Neal? No,
is it a future episode?
Cast. I definitely.
Is it really?
So,
okay.
It's like the boat that rocked just a wee bit more.
Oh, the boat that rock's all right. Yeah.
And he also done. Is it? Poltergeist.
Poltergeist DOS. Poltergeist DOS.
And 3. I'm sure he did 3 as well.
And The Juror, but not its follow-up, Juror number 2, or its third film, Rural Juror. Didn't do that either. Rural Juror. Did not do that. Fantastic. Right, okay. So, we're down on the tube station at midnight. Better song. Yep. And on the train, Kate Crowley is singing The Writing on the Wall, and she's putting posters up on the tube.
Yeah.
Naughty girl. She's putting posters up all over the shop.
What train was it?
It was for Cockfosters.
I know. I didn't even know that thing. I thought it was like somebody makes a joke.
Cockfosters. The name was recorded as far back as 1524, and it's thought to either be the name of a family or that of a house which stood on Enfield Chase.
Right. Okay.
The Piccadilly line reached Cockfosters. I'm just going to keep enjoying saying cock this episode and next. 1933, and terminates there.
Yeah, it's the most northern terminus, isn't it?
That's right. The Piccadilly line opened in 1906 and has 53 stations across 45 miles. Ooh. There you go. And there's a tube kind of stan. There you go. I'm enjoying that.
So Hazel O'Connor, I was looking her up. At the time, obviously, I didn't know who she was when I first watched this. But it turns out she's good pals with Toya Wilcox. Wonder why? Who she beat to the role?
Oh, right. Did she really?
Her and Kate Bush.
Kate Bush, fucking
hell. Kate Bush and Toya Wilcox to
Better choice of this woman than Toya.
I think so. Yeah. And I can't prove it, right? I can't prove it. I've looked, but I'm sure I've actually saw something to suggest that Hannah, Daryl Hannah, based a look on a Pryce on.
Oh wow! I wish I'd been able to find that. Yeah.
I'm going to try and find it because I'm honestly I must admit I dreamt it, but the look is quite.
Very much so. Very much so. She's got hair like a thatched roof, isn't she?
Oh,
she's got a house in Dorset.
it's crazy mad, isn't it?
It's something. Speaking of cocks, John, the next scene is Danny at the end of a gig. Bill Boy!
Nah, he's just a wee weasel, isn't he?
A little tiny geezer. He's in the... We see him at the end of the gig. All we see is the crowd cheering, because whatever band this is, we're not going to pay them for the film.
Yeah.
So there's no band. It's just some cheering at the end. There's only 4 songs in this film, and it's not from whoever this band is. Right? He's behind the scenes trying to get into the green room to get close to these promoters. He gets kicked out, so he sneaks in through the toilet window, which I quite liked. I was quite into him going through the kludgy window. He speaks to this bloke. You did a promotion for Wings. I've got some ideas. Who are Wings, John?
Isn't it, at the beginning?
Only the band the Beatles could have been. He says, drop us a line. He goes, I have. He says, drop us another and don't worry about it. And that's it.
That's it.
Marched out for bothering
Introduction over. Did you see Paul? Was it just me or did you see somebody that looked like Paul Weller? I'm sure I saw.
Oh, mate, they all look like fucking Paul Weller, don't they? Mate, trust me, don't go to Manchester.
That's all Paul Weller. It's all Paul Weller.
Outside, he sees Kate putting posters up on the wall. The writing on the wall, you might say. Yeah. Fly posting John.
Lumpy walkie.
He's complaining, isn't it? He goes, lumpy. Fly posting is a criminal offence under both the Town and Country Planning Act 1990 and the Criminal Damage Act of 1971. Each illegal advert can attract a fine of up to £2,500 in the Magistrates' Court. More severe penalties exist if the offence is charged as criminal damage.
Ooh.
Local councils may issue on-the-spot fines of £100.
Really? There's actually a manual on it. Fly tipping by J.R. Hartley.
Yes. Yeah. Surprisingly, in my day job, I've never heard that one.
Oh, mate. Sorry, mate.
That's all right. As she's putting the stuff, it says, what's your music? She said, is it punk? She says, it's not punk. It's inspired by punk. And I was like, all right, I've heard that before. Is it like Punk 2.0 or something? She sings through telling him he's a program, like a computer program, just knuckling under. She doesn't like the way life is for the majority of people. She says, I can't change it, but at least I can write about it. And I'm kind of like, okay, I like that. I feel that. He asks if she's willing to knuckle down herself and try hard. He says he's going to come along to their gig. The following Monday at the gig, they're doing "Give Me Your Ninja to Go a Mile." This is the song she's just
really
done.
Angry, isn't she?
She is really very angry.
Oh, I loved it. I don't think Toya or Kate Bush could have pulled that off.
No,
I really don't.
Kate, I don't think I've ever seen Kate Bush act in anything.
No,
I don't think so.
She just flounces about, doesn't she?
She certainly does. Turns out the gig's just full of skinheads and neo-Nazis who think they're shit and are throwing stuff. Yeah. After the gig, Danny offers to manager and gives him his business card. I don't need a manager. He says, I can get you better band members. That's for a start. She's going like,
they were fucking terrible, weren't they?
Yeah, they weren't great. Business cards, John. The earliest example of business cards were actually called visiting cards. They first appeared in China in the 15th century. 250 85 by 55mm cards, $14.99, including VAT, at Vistaprint.
Ooh,
I've seen those guys advertised in ages.
It should the American Psycho one. Honestly, that'd be an advert that would just keep going, wouldn't it?
Look at that subtle off-white colouring, the tasteful thickness of it. It's even got a watermark. Yes, mate, yes. I love that. I bet his hasn't even got a watermark. I bet his business cards have been cut out at home.
Water stains, but no watermarks.
I hope it's water anyway. Back at her flat, she waters her rubber plant and goes to sleep. It's like our only friend, isn't it, the rubber plant? Rubber plants, John, you only water a rubber plant when the top couple of inches of soil are dry. This could be every 1 to 2 weeks. A large rubber plant, or Fiscus elastica, 1995, from hortology.co.uk.
What a band. What a song. Hortology by Elastica. That'd be a great fucking thing.
There's your new album. If you're going out and doing more stuff in your 50s. It is not used in the commercial production of rubber, John.
Oh, why?
Why
planty?
Yeah, why must planties lie to us?
Exactly.
Rubber planties.
Hell.
She goes to sleep. The next morning, we get shots of a rot in London, which is brilliant because there's hardly any skyscrapers across this shot of London. Like the only thing you're seeing is like the BT Tower.
Aye, yeah, that's the only thing in the distance. And there's a song going on in there.
One More Time by Susan Sapphire. Now,
no real?
No, it's not real. There's another one that's not real.
So rubbish.
And there's one point where it's playing and it's just her going,
what the hell?
What is this?
It's like, don't put any effort into that song. It's not going to be real.
The thing is, though, I quite liked it. It was really catchy.
I thought it was a song, so I really did because I'm like, but it's not real.
The radio DJ said unemployment figures jumped one more time, bringing the overall highest since the war. And the joke is that this song's meant to be shit, isn't it? It says something like, and she's broken into the top 60. And I'm like, what? What top 60? Like, you don't do top 60.
No, we don't. It's top 40.
Top 40.
Top 40.
Correct.
Always top 40.
Kate is woken by a phone call in a reply to an ad. Then there's this bloke, Tony O'Brien's here for the audition. She has no idea what he's talking about. This is my 68th audition, and I'm always early. The place she lives in is like fucking the house out of space. It's like Brian's flat.
It really is.
Yeah. Do you mean do you rent downstairs? What do you mean? Am I inspired by punk? No, I mean, do you rent downstairs?
Downstairs.
Yes. Well, are you? What? Inspired by punk? Yes. Yeah, it's weird. She goes to see Danny, and in his office, Kate's explained loads of people turned up to an audition. He's like, oh, fuck, I thought I'd put it in for next week's paper. She spots loads of these Susan Sapphire 45s that have been bought from a shop. And I was like, has this guy got a problem?
There's boots, there's all sorts going on in there.
This fat bloke shows up, doesn't he?
He's like,
who's that?
Massage parlour's upstairs.
Yeah. Who's that governor marching? You should cut down on your port life, mate. Get some exercise. Massage upstairs, mate.
I know. It's just stood there as well, like, upstairs.
Of course, friend.
It's proper gritty looking in it.
Oh, it's grim. Yeah, the whole
it's
thing's
like proper,
fucking disgusting.
But it looks like they've not put any effort into trying to do anything up. Like any situation or any scenes you see are basically just probably what they found. They just added some extra shit into it.
There's a bit later on when he says, "Oh, I'll take you to see such and such. It's a squat, and it looks like the nicest building we see in the whole film."
I know. That's right.
This is a squat, right? Except there is some blokes around a barrel on fire, isn't there?
So there's
like, yes, we're in the Warriors.
Aye, that's exactly it.
Or Death Wish 3 or something. Phil Daniels, John, we have done a film with him in before, right at the very beginning. Do you know what it is?
No.
Chicken Run. He was one of the rats.
Oh, fuck. So he was.
Mm-hmm.
Right, aye. One of his most memorable roles.
Indeed. He is, of course, the best bit of Part Life by Blur. Part Life John, 1994 hit for Blur. 119 in Straya, didn't even make it to the top 60. Wow. 3 in Ireland, so it was. And only number 10 here. It's quite surprising.
What?
Sold 1.2 million copies, going dubby plats in the UK.
Nah, they're still writing it. I don't understand why it didn't do so well, because everybody was loving it when it came out.
Yeah.
Weird.
Well, he's done it... he's done it live with them at a few gigs.
Aye. Yeah.
From a couple of videos I may or may not have paid half the attention to, when I probably should have paid more attention to it for the podcast. He explains he buys records to get bands up the charts, rigging the chart. He's like, now I know it wouldn't happen, but here's the thing. What if you could rig the podcast chart? What if there was somebody out there that could help you rig a podcast chart? I don't know. A little lady called Joy Sonia, perhaps?
We'd need a magician like Paul Daniels to do ours.
Magician. Oh, do people listen to the podcast? Not a lot.
Oh, well done. Well done.
Thanks very much. At a day job, which seems to be working at the Esso.
So I looked at this. So it was common for attendants at petrol stations before self-serve pumps came out in the 70s and 80s. But this is obviously the beginning of the 80s, so it could well be that it was still a thing in the early 80s. Because I don't remember any of it.
Certainly didn't expect it to be Angus Dayton's wife out of Victor Meldrew to be helping her.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you know, the pervy woman out of Benidorm. That's who it is. God. Again, I guess she was young here, but she certainly don't look it.
A lot of pre-famers are in this. We'll go through them, obviously, come on, but there's a few...
Oh, I think I missed a few, but Rachel spotted a couple, and I ended up going through Wikipedia and going, oh, look, it's him out of that particular police show.
Yeah. Oh, he was in 3 episodes of that,
Yeah, there was a lot of that. Mm-hmm. This very posh man wants fuel, but I don't know what she says, but they don't seem to serve the bourgeoisie or something. I don't know. I couldn't quite figure that out.
You need to be a member or something.
He was a fucking member, all right. Back in her flat, it's the second lot of auditions, including, for some reason, Vulva from Spaced turns up.
No shit. That's fucking... I'm like, what the hell's going on here? That's a bit too advanced, isn't it? Yeah. Even for her.
But also shows up the baddie from Tomorrow Never Dies. Jonathan Pryce.
I so it was. I forget. I keep
forgetting you forget he was Rupert Murdoch.
You really do. I was actually really good in this. I
would argue he's not in it, but sure.
Well, to be fair, I thought when I seen Jonathan Pryce in it, I thought, oh man, he's going to be like dominant through it. But he's actually, it's done his bit. Yeah. He's actually stuck back in the background and done well. He's a sax player, isn't he?
He is.
Oh, sexy sax.
Sexy sax.
The Lost Boys.
Yeah, I don't want to see him greased up, though. But he's also got hearing aids. I'll ring you later today. What? I'll ring you later. What? Oh, maybe just ring me later. That's good, fun dialogue. I liked that a lot. They say something like, he's really old, isn't he? Oh, yeah, he's 30. I was like, fuck off.
I know.
Just fuck off, please.
Youth of the day.
I'm old enough to have a fucking 30-year-old. Just about. I wouldn't be surprised if he isn't into the old and makes an injecting motion. And I was kind of,
where'd that come from?
I
didn't see it.
And it's not important at all until like a throwaway line later. Yeah. Okay. And again, doesn't matter then. Yeah, because it's not a thing. And then for a moment, it's the most important thing in the film, isn't it?
Oh, aye. At one point, you're like, where that literally came from? Is that padding or what the fuck?
Yeah. This Dennis Taylor-looking bloke comes in, doesn't he? And he just goes, "This is life's music, and you're going to love it." And it's a couple of African lassies doing opera.
She's going to opera? I'm like, what the fuck? Brilliant.
Yes, please. I am up for the... I would go and pay money to see that.
Some of them are better than the Commitments audition,
I did get Big Commitments vibes. Aye, so did I. I was expecting to go, Elvis, there's a Cajun. Fuck off! Danny knows a couple of blokes from Leeds Poly. I was like,
yeah.
What? Ray Scabies, by the way, from The Damned was auditioning. The drummer from The Damned... auditions in this, but he's playing guitar instead of drums.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, because I was like, they don't really audition a drummer, they just bring a mate in.
Aye, the least important member of the band. Nobody cares.
Danny knows a couple of blokes from Leeds Poly that live in a squat. It looks like Bob Hoskins is going to be outside complaining to Melvin Bragg about the gentrification of the South Bank. Leeds Polytechnic, John, was a UK institution that awarded degrees from 1970 to 1992. It is now Leeds Beckett University. It was founded in 1824 with the foundation of the Leeds Mechanics Institute.
Ooh,
not to be confused with Mike and the Mechanics Institute.
Leeds and Mechanics.
Yeah. I couldn't quite remember a Mike and the Mechanics song there. Something about the Wonder Years. 1824 was the Wonder Years. I wish I'd given that a run round. That could have been funny.
Should have written that down.
When they go in, one of the lads is Jim Carver from The Bill.
Yep, so he is.
believe it.
A skinny one as well.
Tiny little baby Jim Carver from the bill.
Skinny as shit, to be honest. I don't know who the other guy was. He looked familiar, but I didn't.
It wasn't Tosh, was it, from the bill? No.
No, big round Tosh.
Big Tosh from Derby. Big Derby fan. And dead. So, you know.
Oh.
There's one good thing there, I guess.
R.I.P. Tosh.
R.I.P. Derby. A squat, John, is to squat is to unlawfully occupy an uninhabited building or to settle upon an uninhabited piece of land. In England or Wales, squatting in a residential building is a criminal offence. However, squatting in an unoccupied or commercial building is not a criminal offence.
I think Scotland is the for that, isn't it? Because as soon as you fucking try and put a bed down somewhere, then it
Yeah, it can lead to 6 months in prison, a £5,000 fine, or both.
Funny, isn't it? Like you're trying to squat somewhere, so you've got somewhere to stay, and then they put you in prison. You think, do you know what? Either way, I'm winning.
Sorted. Yeah, absolutely. At least I get my dinner, I guess.
Exactly.
There's this guy Mick the drummer as well, Mick Lethal.
Mick
Lethal. I've met a few Mick Lethals in my time. The first gig is down the Winchester, by the way. Wasn't a lot of interest. It's half empty. I loved the old Carlin Black Label style pump, you know, that looked like ice.
Aye, the proper one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was kind of well into that.
You into that?
Carlin Black Label, John. Carlin has brewed lager-style beers since the 1870s. In 1927, the company's renamed its black and white lager, Chamon, to Carlin Black Label. Carlin was Britain's best-selling draft beer between 1985 and 2024 because we really don't have any taste.
What the fuck? No, in Scotland it wasn't.
Red Death. Black Label has been dropped from the brand name and the logo in Britain since 1997. Because the kind of people that drink Carlin don't want to think about anything being black.
Oh, aye.
Do they?
No, God. No.
It's also piss, which I'm writing down as a fact.
Aye, because it is piss.
That's a fact.
I've had a couple of times like, what the fuck is this?
Mate, it's really, really nice if you put some lemonade in it, but that's it.
What the what's the point then?
Put some lemonade in it.
What is the point?
It's a refreshing drink with some lemonade.
God,
and actually putting the lemonade in doubles the amount of alcohol in it.
I'd rather have some Shandy Bass, to be honest. Shandy Bass all the way for me.
Oh, mate, yes, please. Love a bitter shandy.
Do you want to hear the worst chart hits?
Oh, the worst chart hits.
The worst chart hits.
Oh, this is interesting. I've never done this
I'm
before.
not going to go through them all. There was loads of them, right? And I don't agree with this, right? I agree with one of them, but not them all. In 3, it's 1997's Barbie Girls Aqua.
Oh, that's awful.
By Aqua.
Yeah.
Well, that's bad. But second is Mr. Blobby from 1993.
Jesus.
Called Mr. Blobby, remember that? Mr. Blobby. But do you know what's got at number 1?
Go on.
James Blunt's You're Beautiful.
What?
In 2005. It's an annoying song, but I wouldn't class it as the worst song. I'd reckon Mr. Blobby's worse.
That Teletubbies one's worse. Teletubbies Say It Home.
Bob the Builder.
Yeah, Bob the Builder.
Or Grandma We Love You. Or Grandpa.
Oh, mate, I bought that for my grandma as a child.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
of course I did.
Nah,
She's dead now, so it's alright. Say what you want.
Yeah. She'll haunt you, though.
Whoa! I bought you some cakes, Mark. Don't, Grandma. That's how I'm the size I am.
I'll get this out once I've got it. So, looking at the first ever electric guitar, it was invented in 1930 by a guy called Paul Tupmark. Aye.
Okay.
Tupmark. Leo Fender. This was just his first modern bass guitar in 1951. But this guy, Paul Tupmark, he invented it back in the 1930s.
Nice. Nice. Fantastic.
Just like saying it.
In Weimar, Germany. Yeah, sure. After the gig, Kate asks if Danny likes being a manager. He says, of course. He wants to release records. She says she doesn't believe in record deals. I can assure you they exist, love.
Yep.
She can't believe Danny doesn't understand the lyrics when he lives in a high-rise prison. He says,
she's so deep, isn't
she?
She
is. She's very deep. He says, he says, you sing songs about a disabled black man trapped on the 30th floor or something. And I was kind of like, yeah, that is weird. That's a weird thing to be singing about. And next morning, Susan Sapphire's back on the radio. She's up to number 11 now, John. There's no news because there's a journalist strike.
I know, I looked that up. There was a couple, but
there was one last year for like 2 days before Christmas when there's no news anyway.
Apparently the biggest thing in the 80s was the Prince Union tried to block distribution of the Sunday Times. But that was the biggest thing, and it was January 1986, but that was the biggest sort of impacting news thing that happened in the 80s.
Best thing for it. Best thing.
There's so many times.
We're at Overlord House now, home of Overlord Records.
Aye, Overlord, I love loving it.
Danny is laden with carrier bags for a record exec, and it's full of copies of One More Time.
Aye. Rigging in the rigging.
As he passes a meeting room, there's a do-on. Danny talks to the exec in there about a demo tape for Breaking Glass. Must you? I can't move in my office for them. Is it right? Flounce off, doesn't he? And this is like another meeting he's been kicked out of. Breaking Glass are recording I Am the Black Man at the studio. When it comes to mixing, they're upsetting Uncle Monty, who's the tech.
Yeah. I'm like, yay!
If I can't record you, I shall record you by buggery. Something. They all want their own instruments played the loudest. Do you know what the best thing about Sundays is, John? No demo tapes. Something.
They find their sound though, didn't they?
Oh, they do. Yeah, they do find their sound.
They find their sound with her being the sort of the vocals being the prominent thing in it.
Yeah. At the record label, they're playing the demo tape, but the execs are all on the phone and not listening. He tells them to let them know when they get a gig. He says, "You run all the gigs. We're lucky if we can play a public lavatory." And I was like, there's something to Google. Has there ever been a gig at a public lavatory, John? Yes. The Forum opened as a new music venue in 1993 in a building in Tunbridge Wells Common, which had been built as a public cold bath and was subsequently a public toilet, and then, sexy, a brass rubbing centre.
Oh, I love a rubbing.
Yeah, wouldn't stop George Michael, would it? Bands that have played there, John: Biffy Clyro, Coldplay, Royal Blood, and Ash. There you go.
No way.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, rubbing their brass.
No, brassos.
They've got brass in pocket.
A couple of brassos. Aye, brassic.
Kate gets upset and yells at them. "We've taken a day off work. The least you can do is listen." Like, who's filling up people's petrol tanks now?
I know.
He agrees to go to the gig if they set one up. If you book it, they will come.
Yeah.
At the gig, it's full. Sadly, it's full of neo-Nazis giving it the big...
Again?
What are they called? Roman salutes? Is that what they're called?
Aye.
Yeah.
Aye, it's like Hail. Which means Hail Victory, by the way.
Oh, does it really? Oh, very good. Okay. Hopefully not. The record company only sent a secretary, but she's in the corner giving it the big thumbs up. She had a great time.
Yes, son. I have no time in her life, just getting drunk.
The Nazis caused more fucking damage than the 30 quid gig paid. And they end up doing a runner from the cops.
He wants his guitar, didn't he?
Oh yeah, he's trying to take his guitar off of him.
He's like, leave the guitar and we'll call it quits.
And it'll cover the money, yeah.
Well, they're not smashing somebody with it anyway.
Absolutely. Back at Kate's, Danny tries it on, but Kate isn't for it. She asks him to leave. He says, "You're always controlling people. Good night." And then she's like, "No, well, you could stay on the sofa, I guess." Like, understand what he's trying to say to you. She sits and plays the piano, and she plays "Will You." This was the song I knew. This was absolutely the song I know.
Is it one you'd heard?
Yeah, you drink your coffee, and I sip my tea. Yeah, that's one I definitely knew. They're practicing at the squat, and the cops burst in. They have a file on Lethal the drummer, and they want Danny's details too. He says he doesn't have to give them their details. So, John, do you have to give the plod your name when asked? No, you don't have to give the police your name and address unless they suspect you've committed an offence.
Wish I'd known that when I was younger. So the just fessed right up. They took you home.
This cop gut punches Lethal when he dares to mouth back. And then there's a montage. Right, now I didn't really understand this. There's a montage of Breaking Glass in their van trying to go about their business. But every time they go down the street, some cops stop them.
Right, there's riots. Maybe it's probably just trying to portray the how bad
London in the 80s.
Maybe it's the small gigs, because I think at that point they were still doing a lot of small gigs. But at one point he goes, "Oh, we really need to get ourselves some proper gigs." So I think it's trying to say.
Oh right, okay. All being stopped by the Rover SD1, John. The classic police car.
I knew. Yeah, I had that. I was going to.
Sorry, I ruined that for you.
Rubbish. You know I'm the car guy.
You fucking hell. Well, there's no guns. I had one job. No guns.
I had one job.
They sign a deal for the publishing rights for 2 years on their records.
Yep.
And we see them going to various places for gigs. Coventry, Stockport and Stoke. All the glamour stops, isn't it?
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
By the way, she's dressed as Beetlejuice in this montage, isn't she?
Aye.
Someone had said her name
what
3
the hell?
times and she'd fucking got the stage.
Pop it.
Coventry, John. Britain's car industry was founded by Daimler in a disused cotton mill in Coventry in 1896. The first £5 note in a worker's peacetime wage was paid in Coventry during the 1950s. And the first tank, the first traffic indicators for cars, and the first dumper truck were built in Coventry.
Of course we were.
The first ever motorised funeral was held in the city.
What?
Sure.
High praise indeed.
Indeed it is. Stockport, John. Robinson's Brewery was founded at the Unicorn Inn in Stockport 1849 and produces 13.3 million pints of beer a year. Stockport Viaduct was built in 1840, has 27 arches and was made using 11 million bricks.
Bloody hell.
And finally Stoke. Nothing. It's a shithole. No, not really.
You got now?
The tiles on the floor of the Houses of Parliament were made in Stoke-on-Trent by Minton. Minton! Oh, Christ. Edward Smith, the captain of the Titanic, was born in Hanley, Stoke. And your mate, John, Eddie Hall, Britain's strongest man, is from Newcastle-under-Lyme, which is round the corner.
There you go. Again.
There you go. Some facts about little places that people go to. Only one of which is a city. The gigs seem popular, full houses, and I also think Big Brother's my favourite song.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I really enjoyed Big Brother.
It's got something about it in it.
Yeah, I really liked that. After the gig, they have to run to get a train because the van's broken down. They make the 11:40, but the bloke at the station tells them that there's a driver's strike till Boxing Day.
Yeah.
Who was it?
Oh, it's Jim Broadbent.
Little baby Jim Broadbent.
It was pre-fame.
Danny
Yeah,
Butterworth's
pre-fame.
dad. Yeah.
Yeah. Go on.
Cool. Hey, they're not going to be struggling for Chunky Monkey for the next few days. Nobody
so
in this
major...
film with a great big bushy beard, though.
Well, apart from one. But there was major strikes in 1982. That was the biggest one. So I keep double checking this because there was strikes. There were strikes all the time in the 80s, to be fair, but the biggest one was in 1982.
Yeah, well, Thatcher was trying to destroy the unions, wasn't she? She did a pretty fucking good job.
I think they're trying to change their working. I think they had some sort of things in place and they tried to take it away from them. So fuck those guys.
Fuck them in the ass. They get on the train in spite of the fact it's not going anywhere.
I know, and they start raiding it.
He shouts, it's just been shunted around Leeds for a couple of days. I was like, I thought they were on strike. Who's on strike? It doesn't make any sense. So they're just going to sit on this
just
train.
winding people up.
It's like fucking Snowpiercer just going round and round the fucking north. What's going on? Danny and Kate find a sleeper carriage to snog in and he asks her to marry him. She suggests bunking up for the night instead. She says she's scared, but he tells her not to be. I'm very fond of you, and I'm very fond of you too. So who's wrote this? There was German nuns on the train, and one of them, I don't know if it was lethal, tells the nuns that he has something to confess, which, John, is not how nuns work.
Exactly.
Yeah, they cannot hear sacramental confessions in the Catholic Church. Only ordained priests can do so. However, nuns may offer spiritual direction. In this case, telling them fuck off, I guess. That's exactly what they do. Well, they're very good at the old spiritual direction in Blues Brothers. There's plenty of that.
Fuck off.
It's a sleeper train. It's got bunk beds on it. I was like, fucking yes. I've done the sleeper train before. Stirling to London with Ian. It was a good trip, that. 2-berth room, John, with bunk beds. £195 from Stirling to London. Guess it's not bad because it's a combined hotel and...
Yeah.
So.
Just pay 60 odd quid for a bloody Premier Inn.
Yeah, and about 100 quid for a train ticket, so why not?
Exactly, so.
Indeed. Danny goes to the record exec, this is obviously after Christmas, and threatens to spill the beans on his deal to buy all the Susan Sapphire records. He tells him to come in. He says, come along to the next Breaking... Oh, I'm covering this... I'm managing this band. They're called Breaking Glass.
He won. Phil Daniels won.
Phil Daniels. Yeah, congratulations. Come and collect your... Come King, to collect your crown.
Come get your cup.
Your cup. Yeah, we've got a surplus of cups out of that. You can have one if you want. We'll write on it, won the movie or something.
100 things we learnt from Park Life.
Well, what Ford from Dirt's technique means. Next day, it's the news on the radio, and record company profits are down, John. The guy says, only disco music is keeping steady. And I was like, and if these trends continue,
Disco's doom.
It's just Simpsons references. That's all this is now. They have a big gig in this massive white building that was really specific looking. It's got these like banners down it, and I thought that looks a little bit fucking Nazi for me. Like I wasn't enjoying that. So I was really struggling because we're not from London, listeners. Surprise. So there was no way we were going to know. So what I did is I reached out to gig goer, an all-round lovely lad, Gavin Belson, and he came to the rescue. It's Coco in Camden, John. Coco in Camden.
Oh, right.
Thank you very much, Gavin.
Gav.
The Stones, The Clash, The Jam, and Amy Winehouse have all played here.
Nice. Okay.
There you go.
So you don't feel as freaked out about it now? You know what it is?
Yeah. That's it. It's, slightly less Nazi in East London, isn't it? Cockneys, they love their mums. And swastikas.
and cockles.
They go in and there's a power cut. And they start playing Who Needs It under torchlight. And the crowd's lighters, they all sing along. Who needs it? Who needs it? The company execs love it. He's saying something at one point. He goes, when all the lights go out, he's like, 1969. I miss wearing my caftan.
Caftan, yeah, as if he was like,
what? I was like, that was so long ago. But then I'm like, actually, it was only 11 years before this. So, okay. They've all got their lighters out. And Rachel went, today, that'd just be mobile phones.
Oh god, aye. Even if it wasn't dark, still with mobile phones fucking taking footage.
Yeah, of course it would. Yeah.
Who needs it?
Who needs it? The next scene, there are Overlord Records. They love the anarchist style, except we can't have a song in the charts with arse in it. So get rid of Kick Him in the Arse and replace it with
Punch him in the nose.
Punch him in the nose. They're not impressed.
Jesus.
So, again, another Simpsons reference. See, here where you say, what I got, you got to get to put it in you. How about what I'd like to do is I'd like to hug and kiss you. We don't change our music for anyone, clown. Jonathan Pryce's line here is, I've got to go. I'm getting a real pain in the nose sitting here. It's a good line.
Yeah, it's a good line.
The company have an idea for an anti-fascist march at Rock Against in Notting Hill. Rock Against 1984, isn't it? Right. And I'm like, it's a long way away, 1984. Yeah, but it's still so very close.
Yeah.
Now the band are in the recording studio. The execs are here, and they're against Danny. They think he's a parasite. He won't last in the business. On the radio, they're playing Breaking Glass, Top of the Wheel, and announcing that they're playing Rock Against 1984 in Notting Hill today. It's basically a bunch of floats with some bands on it. It's like Lord Mayor's Parade.
Overlord Records doesn't inspire you to go, oh man, that's anti-fascist, isn't it?
No, it doesn't. They end up crashing a neo-Nazi march and they play Blackman. The Nazis get into a rumble with a bunch of black lads and one of them gets stabbed. And for some reason, he gets stabbed and then in the chest and still has the energy to climb up on this float and scream in the face of this woman.
But she's screaming. She's screaming like "kill him" or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She is. Even the point where the bands are all looking, going, "What the hell are you doing?" But obviously,
they really should have been cancelled.
They should have. Or grabbing her and still quit it. Because I think Phil Daniels tried to grab her, but she was going absolutely mental.
Kate is struggling, and we see that a doctor prescribed her triptazole. Danny says he wants to hear from the doctor whenever there's any updates. Triptazole, John, used as a sedative and antidepressant once nightly, Richard Whiteley, to deal with mood swings, weight loss, and early waking. There you go.
Yep.
The record company don't care. They want to grasp the nettle whilst there's interest and get the album out. They go and meet a new producer, Tony, at his posh country home.
Oh, yeah.
And again, it's this one location where they're filming everything, isn't it?
Aye.
And this is the same place at the very, very end as well. He likes the songs and he tells Kate that he lost someone close to him once before. She plays a new song for him. It's not close to her other stuff. It's more a poppy ballad. There's no room for sax in it, so Jonathan Pryce heads home. Danny tries to argue it's not a band hit without the sax. And the video's all neon and a bit different to the previous
stuff. It's a bit bland, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a bit corporate.
Danny's losing his grip on the band. He tells Kate he doesn't like the video, it's not the right look for her, and she tells him he was nothing before her, just a street hustler. Tony's speaking with the band and trying to sow distrust in Danny. They have a lovely posh bus now. It's looked really expensive, this bus.
That was good.
For 1980. Yeah. Everyone wants more money as well as fancy new gear. And Danny's struggling to kind of balance the advance that they've had. Yeah. Post-gig, the lads are telling Danny that the equipment's shit and they won't go on for an encore. He says, in future, you want to talk business, you talk it with me, not that turd. And then Tony comes up to you, he said, I studied Wing Chun for 15 years. I'm a black belt. How would you get on against a flying bottle? He shouts.
And he loved that. But what he did was with his hand, he just went like, see? Like what's it? He just backed away a bottle.
Wing Chun, John, it is real. I thought it was a band from the 80s.
I thought it was something to eat, Wang Chun.
Founded by Unmu, a Buddhist nun from the Shaolin Temple during the Qing dynasty, named after one of her top students, Yim Wing Chun, which translates as everlasting springtime.
Ooh.
Which is sweet. Techniques include butterfly swords, searching bridge, and shooting fingers.
Oh, I like that one.
Is that not what happens in The Evil Dead? Shoot off his fingers. The next morning, Danny tells the band he's quitting because he thinks they're all shit. It's not the band he invested in. He doesn't trust any of them. And he jumps off the bus on the motorway, doesn't he? Just fucking gets left on the motorway.
Yeah, it's in I've got something on that.
Oh, go on.
You can't do that. It's illegal to stand beside the motorway as a pedestrian. So you can't hitchhike. Nobody can stand. Unless, obviously, you broke down. But if you're just literally getting off and walking down the motorway, then it's illegal.
Then I shall not do that.
Do that again.
In the pub after a few, Danny's sick of listening to Stay Now on the jukebox and throws a pint pot, doesn't he?
But then automatically says, I'll pay for it.
He does, yeah. He's like, whatever happened to rock and roll? The landlord bars him. Who put this on? It's on random. The album, John, of Breaking Glass reached number 5 in the UK album chart, remained on the chart for 38 weeks. It was certified gold in the UK. Also hit 23 in the Pining for the Fjords Norwegian chart and 16 in Sweden's Henrik Larsson album chart.
Nice.
When O'Connor toured the UK to promote the album, she selected her opening act as then unknown group called Duran Duran.
What the hell?
Which gave them exposure to secure a record contract of their own.
Oh, well done.
There you go.
See?
Fantastic.
This film's culturally significant, you know.
Mate, get it in that American thing, innit? Get it in that cultural significance. We don't have one, do we? Just because in...
I think we've got
just because on Netflix.
Seeds.
Movie. The tour continues in even bigger locations, and there's even a photo shoot at the old SO station that Kate worked at, which seems a bit rubbing at him. That's something that we do in Britain, isn't it? Like, we always take famous people and photograph them where they were.
Where they were?
Yeah.
Aye. Yeah.
Danny meets Lethal. Lethal left the band because it was turned into a bit of a wank, wasn't it? He says.
That's so funny. It's just such a statement, isn't it? That was wank.
He tells Danny that Kate's exhausted. She's having injections in the arse to keep going. Poor girl.
Aye.
At Kate's flat, the rest of the band are winding up Ken. They've took his kit off of him and they tell him to shoot up on the street. They suggest a replacement sax player. She explains he's an important part of the band. And this is the last thing that she does for the band, I think.
Aye, yeah, because after this it just...
She even smashes up a platinum record or whatever it is, doesn't she?
Aye, starts skimming it about. Yeah. Aye.
We're in the radio station now with this non-union John Peel.
Yeah. That's what I thought it was when it first popped. I was like, is that... No, it's no. It's a cheap version.
It's a phone-in. One of the callers asks if the music's changing away from what she believes in. Kate loses a rag, doesn't she, with this woman? And then another bloke rings up. He's like, "Are you selling out? You fucking sell out." He's like, "You fucking poser." I was like, what? Danny's talking to Lethal and Ken. Ken explains it's him that let them down. It's Danny that let them down, leaving when he did. They needed him. He says, "Me and Kate had something until she changed." Ken says, "Danny, you have to be number one, not her, and that's why you left." So, like like the blame on him is too much, because I thought the company, like the record company, were really forcing him out. Were really pushing him out, and I wasn't into that at all. No. And then they just fucking go, "Oh, it's your fault, you prick." Like, what's he like the record company are trying to turn the whole band against him? What's he meant to do? Kate's at a record signing, and it all gets a bit violent. The cops are involved, and she's not having a great time. You can tell it's all too much for her, and it isn't what she wanted. Also, we hear that Big Brother's changed the words to punch him on the nose.
Yeah, and it plays a song.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, yeah, bastards.
It just didn't work. It's horrible. Hated it.
This is it. We're there. We're almost there. At the next show, she's all painted in silver. It's like your woman out of Metropolis, isn't she?
No half. I was going for Superman 3.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
Silver.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Or a Cylon, maybe. She tells the management she isn't going on. Tony holds her down while the doctor injects her.
Yeah,
it's a bit, really fucking
much,
nasty. Yeah, it takes such a turn so quickly. It was really tough to watch, I thought. Out on the stage, it's actually gone a bit Tron. Like the suit they've got, it's got fucking lights in it.
They've got dark lights, so their eyes light up as well. They do that thing that they do, and they get the light to bounce off the back of the retina, so you can actually. That's quite cool.
They did that in the new Wolf. Have you seen the new Wolfman? They've done it in that. There's that bit where everything's from his view. Their eyes are bright.
But it's magnified by a million, isn't it?
It was better than I expected it was going to be, but it wasn't very good. I thought it was going to be wolf shit, but it was...
It's a bit pointless at the
end. The film where nothing happens.
Exactly. It's so contained. Don't worry, guys, it's a horror, but it's all contained.
Indeed. After the song ends, she storms out and onto the tube at Finsbury Park, John.
Oh, Finzers.
On the train, characters from throughout the film, including versions of herself, which I quite liked. The dead Nazi boy who lunges at her screaming. Yeah. And we fade to white, and in the next scene, she's in this posh hospital, which is just the house from earlier on. Yeah. Danny arrives and kisses her. I almost had to kill to get in here. He's bought her a synthesizer. She's a mess. She's obviously heavily sedated. She sobs. Yeah. They hold one another. And then a nurse arrives. She's like, get out, you prick.
I know, get it.
Get out, you slag. And Danny leaves, and there's this massive posh country house behind him, and it's titles.
In the country?
In the country. Different song. Different Blur song.
And that's it.
And that's the titles. And I liked it, but I just feel like the ending was just a little bit rushed.
It was like, oh, we've run out of budget. Let's just kill it now.
Like the end of that Lord of the Rings film where they just fade out because they run out of money. The cartoon.
Gone. Right, so I've got a couple that tie in with the end. So Hazel O'Connor plays, it's called Mellotron, which is a wee small synthesizer.
Oh, right, okay.
And nurses largely stopped wearing traditional headbands, referred to as nurses' caps, in the late 80s.
Oh, right, okay.
Remember they used to have the caps on?
I do, yeah. Is that it?
Six, yeah.
Okay, 8th day, John. She wrote the song 12 hours before it was recorded. 78 in the Flyman Galar chart. Number 7 in Ireland, so it was. And number 5 here.
Hi, Jay. I liked it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure I've got more. Guitar Tuner clip, John. $6.99 on Amazon, or here's a better idea. Head to Fender.com and use their free online one.
Nice.
There you go. Nuns, we've done. Nuns on the Run, we've done. Stoke, being a shithole, we've done. I got the bulk of the songs written in a week or so, she says in an interview.
Jesus.
Will You was already done. I'd been upset after reading about a man who popped to the shop for a sarnie and was blown to pieces by an IRA bomb.
Oh, fucking
all in an interview with The Guardian, I got that from.
Jesus
Indeed. Venetian blinds. There's some knackered Venetian blinds, isn't there? You know, when you get them all tangled. The late 19th and early 20th centuries, Venetian blinds were widely adopted in office buildings to regulate light and air. Smoking was allowed in certain carriages on trains until 9th of July 1984. Smoking has been banned on the London Underground since 1987 following the King's Cross fire. The fire was the 18th of November and killed 31, injuring 100.
Jesus.
Cheery stuff.
I've seen an interview where saying that she, when she was younger, her and her friends went to Morocco.
Oh, right.
Just went. But she got assaulted while she was there, so it wasn't all happy.
Right, John, I've done them. Do you want to top them up, guess?
Did we break 80?
Yes.
Right. Barely? Or
we certainly broke 80. Guess away. It's not much more fun, is it, when we do it this way?
92.
Oh, higher.
98.
John, 98.
No way!
98.
Really?
There you go. 98.
Was
You
he?
can see.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
that's kind of an 8, I promise. Yeah,
away.
98. 2 away. There you go.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
I definitely don't have any more facts. I've been through them. I don't have any more facts.
Oh, that's a shame. That's
Yeah,
a shame.
very fun indeed.
Wow, that was see for such a short film. That's actually I'm quite happy with that because when you think about it, it's quite it happens all instantly, slows down a wee bit, and then back again, and then slows down a bit. So
Yeah, there's there is a lot going on. It would probably be really, really short if it wasn't for the music. I know the whole point of it is the music, of course.
it's
it
the
is.
music, aye.
But
Play some of the songs a few times, you're like, man, I'm getting bored with this music.
but without that, it's absolutely.
But no, it's good. I'd recommend it. Well, I've tried to recommend it to you for long enough. So
Yeah, and mate, I'm really glad you did. Again, like what we do, give us a quid and we will give you a shout out. So shout out to fantastic human beings, James and Joe from Hallmark of Greatness, Lee Davies, Candy, Oodles, Stig, Biggie and Gadget from Modern Escapism, Kieran Corrigan, Jake Appleyard, lovely Rob Jones, Jen, Megan, Dale and Ali, Maria, Paul from SP Film Viewers, Ian McComish, Nigel Davis from The Wonder Emporium, Dan Belson, Gavin Belson, Aaron Huggett from Z1 Podcast, the Belsons, of course, from Be There With Belson Podcast, Mono from Mono Rants at the Movies, Ian Graham from Cult Connections, Gav McGill, Josh Wilson, super familiar with the Wilsons, Rachel Plant, and Phil Fairish. Thank you very much for your money, motherfuckers. And on the subject of money, John, I think it's probably time that we offered a little bit of an update to how we've been getting on with our charity walk.
Ooh, I think
Now,
we should.
but I think we're doing rather well. I've got to be honest. So our charity walk, of course, we are walking for James Allen, who listener and friend to the podcast. He passed away last year from bowel cancer, sadly, and Jen is joining us to walk for him. We have currently, as of recording, raised £1,090. Of our latest target, £1,000. So very, very happy with that. It's 109%, and it's all going. Every single penny is going to Teesside Hospice in Teesside in Middlesbrough. So yeah, please, you can donate at 100thingswelearnfromfilm.co.uk. There's a link at the very, very top of the page, or you can go to justgiving.com. I've got the link here, justgiving.com/page/100thingspod. Please go and give us some money. We've started training, haven't we, John? You've started your
Oh yeah, I've already. Yep, I'm going it tomorrow as well. I'm walking. Yeah.
Beautiful, fantastic.
Yeah. I was running at the start, but I thought I'll do it.
Just need to walk. You don't need to. Don't injure yourself. Save it for them.
Run.
Save it for them.
Don't run before I need to walk.
Fantastic. Okay. But yeah, look, I don't know about you, John. I've had a great time this week. It's been fantastic to watch a film that I've never seen before, as well as one that's quite so enjoyable.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
And I might even let you pick some more films from now on.
What?
It's only been 4.5 years, and I might actually let you pick some more.
I know.
But yeah, anything nice to say to the lovely listeners?
Just a big one out to Dean. Thank you so much for your contribution, because it was well spotted, and you are a very, very generous man. So thank you so much, you silky voiced little.
Oh, he's a silky voiced
hero.
Motherfucker.
Isn't he? Oh, yeah, I hate it when he talks.
Oh, man.
I'm just jealous of that voice.
He's silky voiced. He can draw. He's funny. He's handsome. I fucking
there's so
hate
much
him.
to hate.
Hate him
so much to hate. But no, thank you, Dean, so much.
Joyce on you, prick.
It's well appreciated.
Indeed,
Thank you so much.
Indeed. But look, for now, he's been John, I've been Plenty, and this has been inexplicably 98 things that we learned from this film. Oh, John, next week, you know what we're covering next week? Let's tell the listeners.
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu. Yeah, great 2024's Nosferatu.
No.
Oh,
what? The other one.
Oh, 1922's Nosferatu.
There was a silent prequel.
Oh, the prequel. The quote unquote much better film.
Yeah.
Right, okay, yeah. I mean, God, I am not prepared for that. Let's see what that looks like next week. I might bin that. Depending on what it looks like. But yes, it's going to be a lot of fun. So guys, thanks so much for your time, and we'll see you next week. Ta-ta.
See you guys.